Hi, everybody. My name is Becca Novak. I am the CEO of Code Nation, and I'm really excited to tell you about how our students are going to generate another $1 billion in wages by 2021. So I started my career as a teacher. We got any teachers in the house? Woo! Yay. So I started my career as a teacher, and I worked with many students in low-income circumstances. And I found that even today, many of our students lack access to the meaningful technical education opportunities and professional networks that you actually need to access jobs. And what we've seen, too, is that all of these students are amazing, and that this problem is incredibly widespread. All across our country, we are failing to provide our students with the resources that they need to access jobs in the 21st century, which is unfortunate because that means we're missing out on quite a bit of talent. At the same time, the tech industry is hungry for talent. We see that by 2020, it's projected 1 million jobs will go unfilled in the tech sector. And also, computing-related jobs are some of the highest wage, fastest growing jobs there are. We also know well that the tech sector has a problem with diversity. Less than 15% of software engineers identify as Black or Latinx, and fewer than 20% identify as women. This means not only are we missing out on interesting products, we're also leaving lots of talent untapped. It's a hard problem to solve. Today, only a quarter of our schools offer any computer science classes at all, in part because it's really hard to find, train, and retain computer science teachers. And so this is why I'm really proud to be a part of Code Nation. We mobilize the tech sector and leverage volunteers from the industry to ensure that young people in our schools have access to the skills, experiences, and opportunities they need to access these jobs. We've been operating for 7 years, and we've started to see that our model works. 74% of our alums go on to major in STEM subjects and or are working in the field, and 63% are actually working or majoring in computer science. We're incredibly proud of that, especially when you compare to the kind of counterfactual of the demographic that we serve. We do this by making connections. We recruit and train software engineers who come to high schools in their communities to teach rigorous computer science and web development classes and leverage their company relationships to provide work-based learning opportunities for students. After 2 years with us, our students have not only mastered JavaScript, they've also developed a professional network and developed a sense of confidence and comfort with the tech sector. We do this by connecting our students with field trips, hackathons. The second year of class happens at company offices. And over the summer, our students take paid internships on technical teams at companies like Atlassian, like ThoughtWorks, like Oscar Health. That impact of that first job is really incredible, especially when you consider that for the families that we serve, the average income is $46,000 a year for a family of 4, and the average salary of a software developer is $103,000 a year. For those of you who are doing math, that's a $57,000 a year difference. We started in 2012. This year, we're serving almost 1,400 students in San Francisco, Oakland, and New York City. This fall, I'm really excited to announce we'll be opening up in Chicago, which will be our 3rd region. And we've got a really solid plan to grow. We expect to reach 5,835 students by 2021, which will involve likely adding on 2 more additional regions. We just completed a growth planning process with McKinsey, where we evaluated our target market. We found we have a huge market in cities, especially those. Oops, I mixed it up. So anyway, so here's our math for how we'll get to $1 billion. Basically, you take the income difference by the number of students and the years working to get $1 billion by 2021. I think it maybe skipped a slide, but it's all good. We think that's very exciting. We're also excited to think bigger. We think we've got a ton of traction, a lot of evidence for our work being really, really successful. It feels like every other day I get another city or a software engineer calling me to say, can you come? We're looking for this work in our region. Oh, and this is where we're growing. That's my bad. So we are, here are additional cities we're looking to expand to. We think in any city that has a presence of tech, a philanthropy sector, and reasonably good public transportation, we can be successful. So these are the strongest contenders after Chicago. We also believe that everyone can thrive here. We're seeing in the cities where we're currently operating that we've got a waiting list of schools, a waiting list of volunteers, and it seems that the tech sector is really invested in kind of developing communities where they are, and we are kind of helping to build those connections. So our longer term goal is over the next 10 years that we'll prepare 20,000 students for the tech workforce, which will generate $1 billion in incremental annual income for them and for their families. And so we can't do this work alone. We are a nonprofit, we're a community effort, so we hope that you will join us. We're looking for partners, funders, supporters, new members of our fan club. So we hope you will join us at Code Nation. Thank you.